Okay, the first one, you guys can do in your head, right? F is 2x plus 3. I'll write it out though anyway. And H is 4 minus 3x squared. And we're just going to combine like terms. So are there any other x squareds besides the negative 3x squared? No. So we like to put that first. Are there any other x's I got to add to? No. So plus 2x. And then what's 3 plus 4? 7. So that one's really easy. Okay? So when it's x, like this one, Ethan, pay attention, please. You sit up, please. You look like a weed now instead of a flower. What does it mean? I'm an awkward person. You know what it means? Oh. That's all right. That's about right, isn't it? Okay, that's what I thought. All right, the way I would do these, like I told you yesterday, you can do it either way. You can multiply G and F together by foiling and then plug the 4 in. But I think it's easier when it's multiplication or division to put the number in first and then do the multiplication or division. Okay, but it's your choice. So G would be 4 squared minus 5 times 4. What's 16 minus 20? Negative 4. So that's G of 4. F of 4 would be 2 times 4, 8, plus 3 is 11. And then what do I have to remember to do with those two answers? I need to remember to multiply them. Yeah, so I'm going to multiply those two, and the answer is negative 44. I think it's easier on the multiplication ones and the division ones to find the two answers first and then multiply or divide. But like I told you yesterday, if you were listening, that you could multiply first and then put 4 in for x for the answer. You'll still get negative 44. Questions on those two? Makes sense. London, does that make sense that you were here? All right. What was the next? Oh, we did 4, right? Was the first one we had to do. So there were 4 problems for number 4. Okay. And the f function was 5x minus 15? Yeah. And the g function was x minus 3. So you were supposed to, for number 4, add them. All right. So what is 5x plus 1x? 6x. What's negative 15 plus negative 3? Negative 18. That makes sense? You could do that just by looking at it, right? Like we did. That makes sense. Any questions? All right. What I like to do on the subtraction ones, you're supposed to do also the subtraction one, the multiplication and the division one. But I usually write it out to make sure I don't forget this part. Which minus and negative end up doing? Adding, right? So I usually write out the subtraction ones just to make sure I remember. So 5x minus 1x would be 4x. And negative 15 plus 3 would be negative 12. So that's where we usually make a mistake on minus and negative. Okay? So let's try to remember to turn minus and negative into addition. That's usually the only part we make a mistake on those. Okay? Now we're supposed to do f times g. Which means we just FOIL it. So first, 5x squared outside negative 15x, inside negative 15x, last plus 45. So when I combine like terms, I get 5x squared minus 30x plus 45. Did you all get that right? Those of you that did your homework? Okay. Do we have a question on that one? Okay. On the last one, the division one, okay. It looks like that, okay. So on the division ones, if you have to do this type with the x, you have to factor what you can factor. And then the top, I can factor out a 5. It's a GCF. And then what can I cancel because I have one of each in top and bottom? The x minus 3s, right? So the answer is 5 for the last one. So for number 4, you had to do all 4 of those problems. That was the only one you had to do that on. The rest of them, you're just finding one answer. Okay? Any questions on number 4? Do we understand what we need to do on those? Pretty easy stuff, right? Okay. Number 14 was just an addition problem. F plus g of negative 7. All right, and again, they gave us f and g up in the directions. X squared minus 3x plus 2. And g is 2x minus 4. I would probably add them together first and then plug in because it's pretty easy to add these. And again, we can look at it and add it. X squared plus no other x squared is just x squared. Negative 3x plus 2x is negative x. 2 plus negative 4 is negative 2. So I would do that first in this problem and then plug in the negative 7. So that's 49 plus 7 is 56 minus 2 is 54. Any questions on that? Sky, did you get that right?
Yeah.
Good. All right, for number 18, was that the next one, right? It's f minus g of 24. So again, I think I would do that first on the addition and subtraction because it's really easy to do those. So x squared minus nothing is still x squared. Negative 3x minus 2x is negative 5x. And 2 minus negative 4 is plus 4, so it's positive 6. And then put 24 in. Serenity, what's that equal? Yeah, it's 4 something. Is that right? Yeah, 62, that's it. All right. Questions on that? You get that one, Nate?
Yeah.
Good. All right, number 22, was that next? This is f g of negative 3. Now on these, on these two, it's easy to add and subtract them first and then plug in. I think it's easier on the multiplication division to plug in the numbers first and then multiply them. So for the f would be negative 3 squared minus 3 times negative 3 plus 2. That's 9 plus 9, 18 plus 2 is 20. And then g of negative 3 is 2 times negative 3 minus 4 is negative 6 minus 4. That equals negative 10. So what's 20 times negative 10? Negative 200. So that's easier that way, don't you guys think? Any questions on that? London, you see what I'm doing there?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not wrong if you foil them first, whatever, and then plug in. Okay? Alex, you get that one right? Negative 200 for 22?
Rather not say.
Okay. All right, for 20, we'll just erase these so we got room so I can see what our. What's the next one? 24 or 6 we did? 6? Thanks. That was F divided by G of 11. Oops, like this, sorry. Okay, so I would do F of 11 first. 11 squared is 121. That's 33. Plus 2 is negative 31. That gives you 90. Okay? Then G of 11 is 2 times 11, 22 minus 4, which is 18. And then we're supposed to divide. Don't forget the division part. How many times does 18 go to 90? 5 times. So it worked out nice. Is it always going to work out nice? Probably not. All right. Any questions so far? All right. I got a couple problems for you to do in class, and then I'll give you the rest of the day off. You okay with that? Okay. So somewhere on here I have another problem. A couple problems. All right. Do that one, please. Come on, let's try this one. 2 problems we're already doing, then we're going to be done in class. We're going to do it right now. Come on. David and Ethan, you guys can do this. Jaden, you can do this. I know. So you're welcome.
I know. No, I need to do that. You're both need to. I don't. I need to. See? I'm working on the project. I didn't think that was right, but it is.
That's why I went there. I didn't stop.
Okay, what's 49 minus? No, that's not. Can't do that. Okay, David, what'd you get? Listen, David's got the answer for it. 300. He is correct. Any questions? No. No. You did. Very good. Any questions on why it's 300? We all understand why? No, we don't all understand why. Do f of 7, which is 30. Okay. And do g of 7, which is 14 minus 4, which is 10. And then what do I do with the two answers? Multiply, because that's what this means, right? Even though there's no symbol. So it's 30 times 20. I'm sorry. 30 times 10, which is 300. This way is easier than multiplying those two together first and then plugging in 7. But it's not wrong if you do it that way. I'm just trying to show you the quicker, easier way. All right, one more. Then we can be done. It's the same two functions. I didn't change that part. So f divided by g of 1/2. So I would do this procedure the same way we just did the last one. Plug in the 1/2 first, and then divide your two answers. I said two problems.
Don't feel
In my head, Did you say different? How do you spell different? Is that right? Or no? Yeah. How do you
Good, good job.
I got three. What am I doing? I'm lost. I know I hear. Nice. I felt it all back. Same thing you just take.
Yes.
I cannot wait to talk about that.
Oh, bro, I slept too. It was a good rest.
Oh, yeah, so the C4. You said you bought it? Nope.
I swear I saw
I
it.
thought that was your final. Wait, what?
So who's
Like, it was her fault.
Yeah, it's okay. That's right. You'll find it. Okay, so Alex, Alex going to tell us the answer. What is it?
I got 3/4.
That's the right for f of 1/2 is 3/4.
Is it 0.25?
Close.
Negative?
Yeah. F of 1/2 was 3/4. G of 1/2 was -3, wasn't it? We okay with those two answers? What do I got to remember to do at the end? Divide. That equals -1/4. All right. No homework. Be ready to work Monday.